Ah, it is time to get out of spring break mode and time to finally record a meeting as we're about to head into spring practices. This meeting should be just for our DBs, right? Our corners, our strongs, our frees, and our sandbackers. First off, guys, I hope y'all are having a great spring break. For my incoming freshmen, don't quite know when your spring break is per se, but hey, whenever it's time for your spring break, I hope you have a good time there. All right, guys. So this meeting is going to kind of cover a variety of different things, right? Obviously, we're coming off of one of our best defensive performances at Kenyon College. A lot of the things that we talked about day one, all the way back in fall camp, not even fall camp, during the summer, right? We talked about the type of culture that we wanted to establish, the type of goals that we wanted to set up for ourselves, and we achieved them. And all that is fantastic and great. Look at some of the recruits that we have coming in as well, buying into what we're trying to build, what we're trying to push and establish. But now, right now, we transition into the spring. Now we talk about what we need to do to get better, right? What do we need to do to close the gap, right? And what do we need to do to be one of the top uh, defenses, not only in this conference because we just achieved that, but now in the country in all statistical categories, guys. Let's talk about a few changes that we're going to be doing to our playbook overall. And I think now that takes us to can I show my screen? I like to think I can show my screen. 1 second, because apparently I can't show my screen. Oh, and I gotta put in my password. Jeez. Jeez. Let me see if I can do it. Damn. Oh my god. Let me see if that did it. And if it didn't, all this video is for waste. Playbook. Show. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. For the first person watching this video, give me like a fist in the air. Let me see who the first one who's watching this video. Drop a fist emoji or whatever, thumbs up, whatever, something in our group chat, in our DB group chat, so that we can all see who the first one is. Let's take a look at now, right? What changes we made to the playbook. So today I'm just going to be talking about our base coverage, which is our Oki front to back four, right? Or as a lot of us started to see later in the season, right? This became set check, basically allowing us to control however which way we wanted to be able to set the front. Right at the end of the day, we're still playing our cover four, which is our base in the back end there. So, what changed? Literally, probably like three things. Okay, talking first and foremost about our Cougar adjustment moving forward. Okay, so let me get the Cougar formation. So as we take a look at this top left and top right picture, what do we see? Right, in our Cougar adjustment, usually the corner comes on over, right? The Sam backer, because he hears Cougar, right? Instead of him normally be aligned over number two, he's now going to be his apex alignment. So the Sam's pretty much doing the exact same thing. The outside corner is doing the exact same thing. The free safety is doing the exact same thing. But what if we change here? We see that the strong safety now becomes the down DB, and the corner is now that off DB over number three. So back whenever I used to be a player, right, I wanted to know the whys, right? Why are we changing it? Why are we adjusting it from it potentially being flip flop? Well, we saw some of the good teams would put us in this formation, right, and try to motion, try to do a lot of different stuff to affect what we were doing, right? So we thought it was easier if now we just flip the corner and the strong, and now, right, we're now telling this corner any motion by one, two, or three, any motion by any one of these guys, he will run with it. If I click on him all the way to the other side, right? So let's say, bam, these two guys, right, the middle wide receiver motions, he will follow him all the way to the other side, right? That W or that X will motion, again, that corner, right, that's over number three, he will be the one that goes all the way to the other side. Strong safety, what does that do for you, right? If any one of these guys, right, motion, you now or over the new number 2, right? So say W in this corner. Bam, they motion all the way to the other side. We as a strong safety, we can just work the back up and play med or pawns or whatever the game plan is against that specific wide receiver, okay? So again, right, we wanted to make this adjustment. We feel like would be really beneficial for us. For right now, we will play trio because trio is the easiest thing for us to be able to play to these 3 wide receivers, right? Corners, man, on megged up on 1, strong safety, and our slot corner, if you will, we're med on 2 and 3. We can eventually talk about playing stress, strong safety, where you're just working the beat up number 2, right? Outside the line, all that good stuff. And we'll eventually teach that slot corner what that strong safety does in stress, okay? I'm eventually going to be sharing pretty much all of our videos, corner, safety, Sam, with everyone. I initially just shared your specific position. The reason why I'm doing this is now you can start learning some of the other spots, right? It's going to be very important for all of us to slowly start learning another spot just because there's some package stuff that I'm thinking about introducing, right? That's more extravagant than just nickel, right? Now we're talking dime package. Now we're talking quarter package. Now we're talking dollar package, right? As now we're getting more and more DBs on the field, right? And that only shows, right, we feel very confident of who we have in our room. Guys, again, the DB room is going to be very deep going into this fall, right? So how can we use all of our strengths moving forward? Let's take a look at something else here. Kind of another change to our front to back 4. A lot of the guys returning already know this, but I just want to talk through it here. So as we take a look at this top left picture here, right? I'm sorry, I probably should have went full screen on these. But as we take a look at the top left picture, right, we eventually transition to, right, tight end wing, right, tight end wing here, that we would have the safety, the 2 safeties bumped over to that side, okay? So again, right, we initially had the strong safety still staying aligned over here. He is now bumping all the way over to the side right here. Strong safeties, right? And my free safeties just talking through this, right? Reminder, if this H were to swipe all the way across, that Sam backer has the first back out to his side, right? So strong safety, as I'm reading the tight end wing pair, if you will, right? If one of them swipes across, strong safety, you actually get to go rob the post, and the free safety now becomes manned up on that tight end. It say both the Y and the 8, say both of them run routes over to this side right here. Well, the free safety, right? We're just playing box. What does box mean for me? The free safety has the first thing outside and vertical. The strong safety has the first thing inside and vertical. It's just a way for us to play that, okay? Now, let's talk about these middle pictures here, right? What's different here, right? So again, that fullback hasn't declared. It's not like a tight end wing. Sorry, this middle right picture. So see how the fullback's kind of like in an I formation. He's not all the way over to where this tight end is. Strong safeties, I want you to think, right? Once this fullback has crossed over to this side of the center here, that's when I need to go a line over to that side of the center, right? So now, right, we're kind of giving ourselves a little bit more structure to, right, where that fullback is aligning, how we can both be super aggressive into the run fit, how can we also work to go rob the post as well, and being able to help out our corners to the field side. My next thing, Sam backers, right? It is so important whenever we're getting into 12 personnel that we are really good on our run pass keys, right? We're really good with our footwork so that we can help out our slot corner, right, on any slants, slant windows, anything like that, the RPO game, if you will, right? As we talk through this, right, and we're talking about the spring, one of the big emphasis for our Sam backers, whether you're a returner, whether you're an incoming freshman, we got to get better at our footwork. We got to get better at getting into windows for our either our slot corners or safeties, what have you. We're going to talk a little bit about this on when we start watching some film here in a second. But being able to get into those windows is only going to help us be better coverage guys on the back ends overall. Okay. So I believe this is it pretty much. So really the big thing, right, is our cougar formations, right? So again, as a refresher, whenever we're in trips formation, which is what we call the initial dead tight end with three wide receivers to the other side, we're still going cougar, okay? Sam Backer, I'm still walling three, all that good stuff. We're still playing trio out here. It's just now all we've done is flip the corner and the strong safety. Corner, you will now take slot corner. You will now take any motion by any one of these three wide receivers on over to the other side. Cool. And then finally, in our 12 personnel, right, safeties, if they create that tight end wing or if that fullback's aligned all the way to that side here, just like in this top. What the heck? What the heck? There you go. Jeez. Got me going crazy here. I need to adjust that one. Remind me to adjust that one. Ross, remind me to adjust it. I know you're going to put it in the chat. Remind me. Tight end wing, right? Let's make sure that we are, as the safeties, rotating on over once that fullback is declared to that tight end side, okay? Otherwise, just like this middle right picture, strong safeties, right? That fullback hasn't gone over there. We can still work in our regular alignment. Again, thinking based off that tackle. That's where our initial alignment's going to be, okay? Let me think what else. I believe that is it for our front to back four. Yeah, that's all I'm going to share for that for right now. Let me share with y'all a little bit of film now, okay? Talking a little bit about what we're trying to emphasize this spring. So this spring, right, we really feel like the big areas in our coverages where we can get better at is looking back at how we can become better wall players and skiff players. Now, more specifically in the back end for the corners and the safeties, right? The big thing that's going to be a point of emphasis as we talk about growing our quarters, right, is how we can get better at playing the corner route. How can we get better at playing the post, okay? Because those are the two routes that we felt like hurt us the most in the overall breakdown. But we feel like there's some opportunities and just cleaning up some of our base vanilla stuff being that's going to help us in our overall playbook in general. So let me go on ahead, and now I'm going to share kind of the next piece to all this. Ooh. All right, so y'all are going to see a lot of this, us talking a lot about our wall technique, our skiff technique, hole technique, talking about our different examples of our cover four stuff as we go through this spring. For the first week, we're going to get really good at talking about what does a good wall technique look like? What does it not look like? Okay. As I go through this, and I know the film can get choppy. I shared all this with everyone in Huddle. Freshman, we don't have you on Huddle yet because there's an NCAA rule that we're waiting to get passed. But know that we will get you on Huddle. What is today? March 8th. I mean, you'll probably be on Huddle here in the next month or two, but you'll have all this available to you. If you're wondering where all this is, guys, in our Huddle 2025-2026 season, defensive self-scout, I don't think it's season. Yeah, here we go. Teach tape. This is the playlist that I'm looking at, okay? So as I'm taking a look at wall technique, first off, why do I need to know wall technique as a safety? Why do I need to know wall technique as a corner? Well, in this defense, everyone at some point has to do it, right? Whether you're a Sam Backer playing in our traditional cover four stuff, whether you're a strong safety having to roll down or a free safety having to roll down in our trap coverage stuff, or even our corners sometimes, right? In our Cougar adjustments, you're the wall player and some of our trap coverages as well. So, right, there's a lot of different opportunities for that moving forward. So we want to make sure that we're giving everyone a good clean slate of what good walling looks like. Again, what does walling look like? What is walling at its base, right? A wall technique is pretty much someone that's an apex defender, okay? Someone that's a defender that's on like that middle ground here, right? If you will, you're not a defensive lineman, but you're not playing in the back end part of the defense, right? And in our wall technique, right, you're looking to really just kind of be in big windows, right? It's in wall technique where the stress of having to get hands on someone isn't as big compared to skiff technique. Those are really the big differences between the two. In wall technique, right? Let me start of what a good wall technique looks like here. A lot of y'all know this sandbacker right here. This is Jsu. Um, take a look at it as just talking about the base footwork from the beginning, right? Because if I'm a wall player, closest, right, to the box, I want to make sure that I'm taking a run pass read. Whenever I'm taking a run pass read, I got to think about where is the running back, okay? The running back is to my side. I know a lot of my guys returning heard me say this a lot. I need to think about taking a pause step, just an easy one read step to read the quarterback running back mesh. Because at the end of the day, right, with the running back to my side, he's more than likely going to go away from me, right? If they were to have it come back to my side, it's going to take some time for it to fall off the table or to hit the C gap pretty much, or just quarterback to keep it and then eventually come to my side here, okay? Let's take a Jsu, take a look at Jsu here, right, in his initial run read here. By the way, all the notes that I'm talking about are in here pretty much for you to be able to go back and look at here, okay? Notice how his read with his foot, super easy, right? Good step. Once he reads that it's pass, in my wall technique, I never want to go out to a wide receiver. I want to think more vertical back to get into the window of the RPO slant. So that's where you're needed the most in wall technique. This is a great example of Jsu with the good run read, working straight back vertical right into the slant window. That helps CJ, the corner, be able to really work to get over the top of the wide receiver. And this route's a no action here. Dukes! INT, big dog. All right, so taking a look at Jsu again here, right? Whenever I'm the wall player, right, it's super easy when it's just me walling wide receiver, right? I'm just working to get it back into that window. But what breaks my rules as a wall player? First off, right, I have running back to my side. I'm technically what type of player? If you said a pause player, you are correct. Again, right? My run pass read with the back to my side, I'm a pause player. Again, everyone needs to know this here, okay? Why is his run pass read so important? He's the first backer closest to the box like this. That's apex out. Once he reads it here, running back out quick right now, that's going to make me work to expand. Notice how our wall 3 player, which in this scenario is the Mike, with the back out fast, he just now needs to look for the new number 3. With the back out and this wide receiver working to come inside, he now ends up taking the new number 3, which is this wide receiver right here. Let me make sure I delete this. So this is just basically hitting the same thing. You can watch this clip on your own. This is more so talking about our Mike backers and our wall 3, but just understanding that if you're a wall 3 player, right, or if you're anytime, right, a wall 2 defender, whatever it might be, and a wide receiver is out quickly, settle your feet and see if there's anything coming back inside. Because if there is, that is your new person that you'll be looking to wall. You can be aggressive to trigger if they were to be in breaking. I don't think there's any more of these I wanted to show y'all here. Let me just take a quick. Yep, there's nothing more that I want to show y'all here. Let me take real quick here and take a look at what is our skiff technique, right? So same thing, just like wall, right? Everyone's going to have to know how to skiff in our defense, right? Whether you're a safety, whether you're a corner, right? Skiffing is pretty universal in this defense, just like walling. So same exact rule here, and this is why I wanted to make this clip the very first one. So first off, right, let's backtrack just a second here. What was the big difference that I talked about when I talked about walling versus skiffing. In walling, right, the emphasis of getting hands on the wide receiver is not as important, right? I'm trying to get back into a window to help protect the RPO, unless obviously the running back is out quick to my side, then that breaks my rules. As a skiff defender, right, I there's more of an emphasis, right? You still want to get a run pass read, but now there's more of an emphasis of getting out to number 2 and making sure that if we can get hands on him before he gets into his overall route and all that good stuff. But notice with skiff here, if a running back is out quickly to your side, just like walling, you're going to work to expand to make sure you're not getting out leveraged by him. Same exact thing, right? There's that carryover between both of them. I like Jared here, right? Or Sam Backer. We see the run pass read. Running back is out quick to my side right now. He's working to expand to get good leverage. He beats the block here, and he does a great job with the tackle right here. Talking about a hole player, and this is really more so the safeties. The corners don't really have to do this. I think the Sam backers have to do it like once or twice in our overall playbook, but it's not a lot. Again, whenever I'm a hole player, I'm always thinking I'm basing my drop off of where number 3 is, right? Kind of very similar like being a wall 3 player. And hole, right? Running back out strong, I'm just looking to find a new number 3. I think Finnerty does a really good job right here, right? Of seeing where's that new number 3 and getting to that next window right here. All right, let's take a break. Let's see if y'all are paying attention here. If you are, doesn't matter if you're a corner, a safety, a Sam backer, I need you to drop a penguin in the group chat. Drop a penguin in the group chat right now. Ross, talk to me, big dog. Have you sent that message yet? I already forgot. What was I supposed to do? 12 personnel. You thought I forgot. I didn't. Take a look at our free safety here, right? So here's a really good example of a skiff defender here, right? Rolling down from the safety position, okay? Really love our free safety here. Why? So whenever we talk about skiff, right, I think I need to hit back with y'all. What does skiff mean, right? Skiff. Did I put an eye on all these? Shit. Did I put an eye on all these? Shit. All right. Who's the freshman that I trust? Luke. Big dog. What the heck? Y'all see this message on my screen? It's about to kick me out of the chat. Jeez. Just trying to create a video for my DBs. Free safeties. Sorry. Skiff. Luke. Remind me to take out the I in skiff because it's supposed to stand for seam, curl, flat. Seam, curl, flat. I think an I is back whenever I used to play DB back in college. I still didn't know why the I was in there, but I think I just reverted there. Skiff, seam, curl, flat. So in the seam, right, the way we defend the seam as the skiff player, we're working to expand to get hands on number 2, okay? It's from there that we push to the curl of the next available wide receiver outside of the guy that we just skiffed. So in this scenario, right, the free safety is the skiff player on this tight end here. The tight end were to go vertical, he would get hands on number 2 and then expand to the curl of number 1 out here. Jared right here is our skiff defender. He is working to get hands on number 2 and working to expand to the curl window of number 1. What do we define the curl window as? It's really, hey, delete. Guess not. It's really right that 10 to 12 yard window of, yes, it's that 10 to 12 yard window of where that wide receiver is going to be. That's going to put you in the curl window, okay? If you think dropping to the numbers pretty much, these are the numbers right here, right? That's going to put you using in a good depth of being underneath that route there. So what happens here, right? So here's Dom, our free safety, spinning down. Number 2 is shallow. He's inside right now. So now we see him go to his inside. What do we see Dom do here? His vision, his literal head looks out and peaks the tempo of number one. This is really big as we talk about walling and skiffing, right? Being able to peak what's going on so you can match the tempo of that wide receiver, right? I love Dom working to expand right here, right? Now, Dom, if you remember correctly, the big coaching point during this game, um, this could have been your interception right here, right? But you didn't expand, just you just need to expand just one or two more sets right here. And that's the difference, right? Between this potentially being a pass breakup and a true interception right here. Good job as he's working to get underneath that curl of one. There's our corner over the top of it. Beautiful. We can see right here, right? Jared, the sandbacker to the strong side here. Very similar, right? Number two's in right now. I like the peak to one. I would just love to see him expand. Let me see. Here's just another example. If you're a skiff defender to a weak side, if you're to a single wide receiver side, there's no number two, right? Technically, your number two is in the backfield. So my tempo can really just be peaking number one and seeing it right now and matching that tempo. Here's an example of Dom being a hole dropper in our cover three fire zone here. But something that I didn't like here by Dom, go to number three, expand the number three and go, right? He's working to settle. We can work to take that away right now, and we should be good to go. Let me see. All right, I'm going to have this be our last skiff defender look here. Take a look at Jared. This is like perfect clinic tape rep of what skiff is supposed to look like. Jared, why could I only find one clip of this from you, Jared? I don't know. But this is a phenomenal look of you working the skiff. Jared, go ahead and throw that Sam Nason in the group chat there. Oh no, our poor freshman coming in. They don't know what Sam Nation is. We'll teach them. So take a look at yourself, right? And our Sam backers taking a look at the skiff right here. We see the run pass, beautiful, expanding the two. Good collision here, right? Gives our corner and our safety time to be able to get good depth right here. Now look at him expand to the curl of number one. Again, where's the curl? About where the numbers are at, right? About 10 to 12 yards. And then at this point, work the settle and then find your work, right? One thing that I forgot to mention. So we talked about skiff, right? Seam curl flat. We defend the seam by working to get collision on that wide receiver. We get to the curl window by literally getting our bodies out there underneath of that next available wide receiver. And we defend the flat by making the quarterback throw it out to the flat, and we'll come down, we'll rally, and we'll tackle it. The rest of these you can pretty much hit on your own, guys. There is just some other examples I just want to make sure that I'm hitting. In general here, I was just talking about our base cover 4 stuff. So just a refresher, right? And again, my incoming freshman, you may not know this off the rip, but it's just good talking points to always just make sure we're staying fresh in our heads about, right? So whenever we talk about a 3 wide receiver bunch, which is what this is right here, right? We talk about playing a certain technique in our cover 4. Not a technique, but a certain coverage to it, right? And that is, let's see if anyone can remember. If you said cube, you are correct. Cube, right? What does cube even mean for us? I'm going to start from the outside and work in here. As the corner, I have the first thing that comes outside and vertical to me. As the Sam backer, I am going to align outside tip of the point guy and work to beat the hell up out of number 2. I have no other responsibilities. It's almost kind of, oh, actually, I'm going to say that just for 1 second. My strong safety, right? I want you to align over the inside point guy. And I have the first vertical that bends, excuse me, not bends, the first vertical right down the pipe, right down to you. If it's vertical and it's coming straight at you, that is yours. And then my free safety, I have any vertical that bends across to me. What cover 4 check 3x1 check does that sound a lot like? That sounds like stress, right? Because in stress, my Sam backer is beating up the number 2 guy outside of line. And then with them being all bunched up, we have to have some rules to talk about of who's getting what. But right, normally the free safety takes the first vertical that bends across to him. Our strong safety is working down the pipe where he's initially at to take any vertical right down the hash. And our corner is pretty much responsible for the outside vertical threats, midpointing 1 and 2, if you will. And then obviously our backside corner is Med or Meg, depending on that corner. But we can see our Sam backer getting good hands on the point guy and then working to expand with anything that comes out to the side right here. Our Mike backer is still wall 3. Corner and strong safety, right? Because it's all super muddy, we can be super slow with our feet, right? Hey, free safety. Cooney, throw a question at you. Make you put something in the chat, Cooney. Cooney, brother, if there's no vertical that bends across, I can rob who? I can rob what? I can do what? My free safety, Cooney. That is your question. What are you going to rob? If you say a bank, you're getting kicked out the group chat. All right, let's take a look at something else here. Really good job, Clayton. Clayton. Look at my dog right there. Clayton. Clayton. So what's happening here, right? Oh, shit. Let me get this off of here. Clayton and our DBs, right? What's happening here? They're motioning to create a 2 wide receiver stack. In our cover 4 to a 2 wide receiver stack, we play what? If you said box, that is the correct answer. What does box mean for me? The outside corner takes the outside vertical. The strong safety takes the inside vertical. But what happens if they give us the literal toughest route concept, which is the post with the dig? It's a tough one here, right? And I wanted to show this. I wanted to make sure that I'm hitting this right because good teams are going to eventually get to this against us. Strong safety, right? You have to respect the inside vertical, which is first and foremost this post. Corner with 2 in-breaking routes like this, we have to get ready to work to drive this dig right here. Look what happens when we coach up the wall 2 and the wall 3 player. Wall 2 player gets into the first initial window. Our wall 3 player gets into that next window here, and that gives us time to be able to get to our route concepts. Let's talk about something else that's happening here to the weak side. Ooh, the sun. The sun. The sun. I hope you're watching this. If you don't know who the sun is, you probably haven't been outside. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one there, Jason. I hope you wrote that one down. What happened here, right? Whenever the snap of the ball happens, what do these wide receivers do? They switch. Cooney, I don't know what you're playing right here, but we're going to assume that you're just playing our regular cover 4 stuff. Palms or med. If it's palms, right, we can easily be able to change this, right? Again, why? In palms, the corner's reading number 2 with 2 out like this and number 1 going inside, we can be able to switch this off here. If it's med, I normally like y'all to stay locked on. Now there's a lot of variation to that, right? If y'all are getting a feeling that they're switching a lot in med, y'all can talk about being able to switch any of the concepts there, and that's fine. But just know that in our initial palms, we'll work to switch it, all that good stuff here. So here's an example of a 3 wide receiver bunch, which we're going to play what in our cover 4? If you said box, you're wrong. It's cube. Cube. With this wide receiver motioning in, now this is a 2 wide receiver stack. So now we're going to play box. Great. So in box here, right, corner has the outside vertical. Strong safety has the inside vertical. Again, if it's super shallow strong safeties, we can really work to settle our feet here and just kind of let everything kind of play out. Our Sam backer with them playing box, I'm just a wall two defender. But notice, right, this wide receiver is working to come back out. We'll work to expand with it as if it was just a running back coming out. Oh, Clayton. 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 Clayton, go ahead and throw some oven mitts in the freaking group chat or something. Some glue or Clayton. Chose the wrong clip, big dog. My fault, man. All right, just real quick, and this is kind of going to be the last thing here before we move forward. Here's an example of us playing cover zero. Okay, blade, which is any like sharp object is cover zero for us, and we can see one side is staying locked on the switch concepts. One side is switching the concepts here, or they're exchanging the wide receiver um, between each other. I like playing this better from the tight, so I'm actually going to show it from the tight here. But we can see, right, our corner saying locked on here, no switching. Again, this is cover zero, right? And this is now talking about the bigger emphasis of in this defense, right? As a DBs, you'll have the ability to be able to go in and out of stuff, right? Being able to switch it, being able not to switch it, and all that good stuff here, okay? Now, again, right, understanding what you have to your side, right? Dukes, I haven't got you involved yet, Dukes. Let's go. Can I get a lock? Can I get a lock in the group chat from you, Dukes, please? Because you and Jason feel like y'all are clamped up, locks to y'all side, right? Y'all want to say locked on, beautiful. We can work to take it. Love the communication weak side here, Dom. You in the other corner working the switch these off right here. Balin working the rob the post. Rob the post. Love to see it here. And we're good to go. All right. So let me make sure that I have hit all my main points that I wanted to here. As I take a look at our chat here. So I talked about, right, our changes to our cover four, which is our Cougar adjustments, right, and our 12 personnel with the tight end wing, where we can work to move that strong safety, how we can put ourselves in good situations to win. We talked about wall technique, right, and we talked about skiff. Those are going to be big points of emphasis this spring as we're going through spring practices. Actually, the very first 2 days, we as a full defense, everyone's going to be working through wall technique. Everyone's going to be working through skiff. We're going to get better at those, and we feel like that's going to help us better in the back end as well as some other stuff that we're going to be doing. Okay. Talking now just a little bit of, right, what does the next season look like for us? Where are we right now, right? How are we growing? So the big points, right? Guys, we gotten better, we gotten a lot better in our DB room. We have guys that I feel like are going to come in and really make a big splash for us on this team somewhere, some way. But I already felt like we had a really good room already in our defensive back room. I feel like the strength kind of moving forward is going to be our room. So it's going to be really important for us that we're all on the same page, that we're all asking good questions, and we all basically kind of know how we can overall improve, right? There's going to be guys playing a bunch of different spots, right? A bunch of different opportunities to be able to get on the field, whether it's our nickel package, which we all knew a little bit about this past year, whether it's a dime package, getting an extra safety out there, quarters, right? Being able to get an extra corner and a safety out there, being able to get more corners, more say it's like the sky's the limit, right? But really big thing is, right, can we understand the basics of what we're doing? I want to be able to play cover four to anything in any of our packages, right? That's what nickel eventually turned into, right? We were able to play cover four. Now there are a few adjustments in cover four in nickel package, definitely. But if we can know some of the base stuff, it's going to help us be able to get more guys on the field, more opportunities, and for us to overall improve defensively, right? The big thing for us, and I know Coach Delgado hit it in a meeting previously, but we got to continue to keep capitalizing on opportunities our way, right? Actually turning over the football. I think our turnover wall was great. Freshman, I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go later into all this, but we need more, right? We need more opportunities to continue to keep being great defensively, right? And then really, right, how can we improve individual parts of the overall wheel to make us better? And I think that's where last fall I challenged everyone to grow in at least one or two areas. Did you achieve that this fall? This spring, we're going to go through spring practices. We're going to go through improving the guys that we have on the roster. Our freshmen coming in. We're going to talk. We're going to be talking to y'all here eventually as the semester comes to a close of where we're kind of seeing you at, right? What position, what packages, where you can start learning. So that you can come in and make a big splash early overall. I think, guys, at the end of the day, I think there's going to be a really big and good opportunity for us to grow and be better defensively, be better in DB room, right? And really work the challenge to be one of the top defenses. But the work started yesterday. The work started yesterday, guys. We had a great spring in the weight room. Now let's have a great spring practices as we're transitioning to that. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any point as we're going through this. Let me see. Who have I not picked on? Samad in the group chat asked me for the depth chart going in the spring practices. I will share that once Samad has shared that with the group. And then if I haven't picked on you, to go on ahead and send an emoji in our group chat for you to show me that you have read, or excuse me, not read, saw the video here. Go on ahead and put an owl at any point in our group chat there, so that I see, so that so that everyone can see that you saw the video. I love y'all guys. I can't wait to get to work. Let me know if y'all need anything. See y'all soon. Bye.